adding 1.75%, the S&P 500 climbing 2%, and the Nasdaq rising about 2.5%. Investor risk appetite was buoyed by U.S. President Donald Trump's latest tariff respite and an unexpected jump in consumer confidence. In his latest move, Trump backed down from his 50% tariff threat against the European Union and restored a July 9th deadline to allow time for negotiations. Ross Mayfield is investment strategist at Baird.
Obviously, the big tailwind is the removal of the EU trade overhang that kind of popped up at the end of the previous week. You know, this bull market off of the April 8th lows has really been built on trade de-escalation. You know, first the 90-day pause, then some truces with China. And so the EU spat threatened that a little bit, and the removal of that overhang, the administration's response to the market, I think has people feeling pretty good today.
On the economic front, a surge in current month consumer confidence added momentum to Tuesday's rally. Airlines and megacap tech-related growth stocks were the clear outperformers. That includes Nvidia, as the AI powerhouse closed more than 3% higher one day before it reports quarterly results. While shares of Temu parent PDD Holdings dropped more than 13.5% after reporting a 47% fall in first quarter profit and missing quarterly revenue estimates. Tuesday's other laggards included VeriSign and AutoZone, with shares of each shedding about 3.5%.
Nvidia earnings obviously have become one of the quarterly landmarks for the market, along with a couple of other key pieces of economic data, just because of how important this company is to the AI trade, to the enthusiasm around that theme. I don't think the theme itself is at risk, but the 3 to 6 month sentiment does swing a lot on what Nvidia does and what Jensen Huang has to say. So what you'll be looking for from Nvidia is just to see that demand for the highest level of chips is still there, that the big hyperscalers are still investing thoroughly, and that other companies down the pipeline are starting to use AI in their day-to-day tasks. So it really all comes down to demand. I think the other thing you'll want to watch is their commentary on trade and tariffs. They've been kind of wading into those waters, especially given the export controls around chips with China. So it'll be interesting to see what they have to say there, and then whether they're creating or building out new products to circumvent some of those new rules and provide another revenue stream that they have been missing in recent months.
Network 18 decimates Time's internet with over 6 times more unique users on social media. Network 18, the undisputed leader of news networks, way ahead of the times.